welcome. My name is Eduardo Rivera, and in this series, I'm going to be talking about what we're doing at NetApp IT with regards to our usage of the hybrid cloud. The main topic that we're going to cover throughout this series of videos is something that we call internal to NetApp. We call it CloudOne. And let me just clarify, CloudOne is not a product that we sell. It's really a framework that we have built within NetApp IT that is meant to provide, well, I'm going to call it hybrid cloud platforms to be consumed by the application teams. So what is CloudOne? CloudOne really is a collection of hybrid cloud platform solutions, things like infrastructure as a service, container as a service, DevOps as a service, that we have built within NetApp IT for the internal consumption of application developers. It is, if nothing else, the evolution of years of trying to automate and build infrastructure more efficiently and faster for all the consumers that we have internal to our organization. Now, it is, as I said, the evolution of years of working through, well, if I go all the way back to many years ago, we were serving servers or deploying servers physically in the data center, building a project to build infrastructure, then get it all together, and eventually hand it back to the application teams to do whatever development they need to do. That has evolved over the years from that more clunkier process to, hey, we can automate the creation of virtual machines, we can automate the creation of containers to some degrees, and now we repackage all those efforts and we build I'll say processes and systems and automation that now puts it all behind a catalog of services through which internal users can select, hey, I want a virtual machine running in the AWS with these parameters, and then you make a couple of selections and you click submit and you get that. So CloudOne, if nothing else, is a portal. It's an internally developed solution that allows, again, the agglomeration of all this IT as a service solutions for the consumption of the end users. Where does the CloudOne name come from? The CloudOne really is something that we made internally. It really means to signify that it's a one-stop shop for the consumption of, as I say, infrastructure as a service, containers as a service, as something we call DevOps as a service, and other services in one-stop shop, not only on premises, which we also have that has on-premise infrastructure supporting it, but also in the public cloud. And it's all agnostic, right? So it's a one-stop shop to consume all the services across multiple, I'll say, back-end infrastructure landscapes, which include our on-premises data centers, include locations in AWS, locations in Azure, and even GCP in the future. So we really we're really trying to abstract that usage and provide it as a service for everybody who needs to consume it. Now, the goals behind it, I've talked a little bit about it. The goals behind it really is about the increase the speed of application changes and delivery, right? As in today's world, we're working at a pace where we want to be able to change applications, deploy applications, and get them out the door, not once a month or once a quarter, perhaps every day, perhaps even faster than that. This is what we're trying to accelerate. So we're trying to focus the developers on writing code and not worrying that much of the infrastructure components that we are serving. And at the same time, we're also leveraging many of the NetApp technologies that we sell to customers, as well as open source technologies that are in the market and are leaders in their own spaces. So it's really combining multiple different stacks to build this automated infrastructure solution. And if you think about it, right, the changes over the years that you hopefully have seen in your environment and we have seen in ours is that the desire from users is to really have this self-service driven, API driven, simple set of options that they go through and select on a menu internally. They click a couple of things and they just get back whatever they asked for, right? Very, very similar to what they experience maybe on a cloud provider. Now, if you think about the pillars that make up CloudOne, there really are two major pillars, if you will, and that is the infrastructure as a service solutions that we have through CloudOne, and that's for short IaaS. And we have this other branch that we often refer to as DevOps as a service. They're both, again, we both call them CloudOne or versions of what we do through CloudOne, but they're very different and they serve different purposes, and they have also variations of themselves. Just as a summary, what is infrastructure as a service? So infrastructure as a service is really the ability for us to provide virtual machines, storage, load balancers, those kind of more traditional infrastructure components, we provide them virtually and self-service. And once you create those, then you as a user will go ahead and do what you need to do with them, deploy your applications, install what you need to do, and work with that. That's infrastructure as a service. Now, there's multiple versions of that where we can deploy VMs, storage, load balancers, other components, and there's different menu items to do that. And as I said earlier, that is deployed whether it's on-premises solutions or in the public cloud. It doesn't really matter, right, to the end user. On the other hand, we have this thing called DevOps as a service, which sounds super weird, right? But DevOps is not a thing you can buy or deploy. It really is a culture and a practice of how you do development. DevOps as a service really has to do with us building the infrastructure that empowers application developers to follow a DevOps development methodology. And that means that we are providing for them not just a virtual machine, not just a piece of storage. We're giving them a fully functional application stack that is ready to code. It's sort of like a hello world version of an application stack running on top of containers, running on top of Kubernetes that we manage, that it will be, that itself will be running on either cloud resources, like in the public cloud, or on-premises resources. But we manage obviously the compute, the Kubernetes layer, the containers, the initial application stack deployment, and we integrate it with an internal CI/CD pipeline that we also control, and we add things like security checks and artifacts management and that kind of stuff. So it's really a DevOps as a service as a way to accelerate the creation of that infrastructure so that the application teams can just go ahead and develop. So again, think about when we talk about CloudOne in the next few series, we're going to focus on IaaS components. We're going to focus on DevOps service components, and we'll explore what those services look like. And ultimately, behind the scenes, everything that I mentioned, for it to all exist, my organization, we support Kubernetes clusters, as I said. We support cloud resources and different public clouds. We support on-premise resources for what we're doing, so including networking, compute, storage, etc. So we had to put it all together as an infrastructure team, automate it, and present it. And there we go. We have what we call today CloudOne. There you have it. That is what CloudOne is all about, right? It's really about providing all these services together and virtualizing or obfuscating the backend and the complexities that go into building such a service, right? Through automation and through standardization. Now, throughout the next few episodes, we're gonna get deeper into all the components of CloudOne and how does it work. And I guess I'll say that the whole purpose of this is really to provide an example of how we have used technology, how we use standardization, how we leverage a hybrid cloud to build all these as a service solutions. So throughout the next episodes, we're going to talk about what I called earlier DevOps as a service. We'll then talk about infrastructure as a service. We'll follow that with some conversation about cloud strategy, and we'll dive into some other aspects around FinOps and SRE, which are also services within my organization that we have built to support all this ecosystem. So I'm excited to go through this journey with you guys. We'll bring other people to talk about these things too. So so you have the perspective from different managers and different engineers involved on this on this infrastructure. And again, I hope this is helpful for you guys. And thank you for joining us. I hope to see you guys in the next few videos.